Think about the last time you decided to finally get organized. You commit to cleaning up a messy room. You spend an entire Saturday sorting and tossing. But within a couple of weeks, the clutter inevitably returns. Our instinct is to blame our lack of willpower, but the actual flaw lies in how we observe success. We fall victim to a psychological blind spot known as survivorship bias. When we look at a CEO or a gold medal athlete, we assume their ambition is what put them on the podium. We overlook the thousands of competitors who set the exact same goals, but didn't make the cut. If winners and losers share the same objectives, the goal itself cannot be the differentiator. Hitting a target only changes your life for a fraction of a second. You cleaned the room, but you haven't touched the pack rat tendencies that caused the mess in the first place. By focusing strictly on the result we want to achieve, we trap ourselves in a cycle of temporary fixes. We treat a symptom while ignoring the underlying cause of our behavior. Imagine you're sitting in a room that is exactly 25 degrees. On the table in front of you sits a solid block of ice. The room slowly heats up. 26 degrees, 27, 28. The ice just sits there. 30, 31. Still nothing. Then 32 degrees. The ice gives way. The 1 degree shift triggers a total state change. This graph charts how human habits work in real life compared to our expectations. In the early stages of trying to improve, your work isn't being wasted. It is just being stored. You are simply waiting to hit your own 32-degree mark, a threshold known as the plateau of latent potential. Because we expect progress to follow a straight upward line, that delay creates a divide. This shaded area is the valley of disappointment. It is the span of weeks or months where you are putting in the work, but seeing zero visible return. People abandon their exercise routines or budget plans in this valley. To actually break through to the other side, you need a framework that can survive the delay. For over a century, professional cyclists in Great Britain were remarkably average. Between 1908 and 2003, they managed just one single Olympic gold medal. In over 100 years of racing, they hadn't won the Tour de France even once. In 2003, British Cycling hired Dave Brailsford as performance director. Instead of demanding a championship trophy, he focused on the daily process of riding. He applied a strategy called the aggregation of marginal gains. His team broke down everything they could think of: the ergonomics of the bike seats, the weight of indoor racing suits, even the specific type of massage gel for optimal muscle recovery, and sought a tiny 1% improvement in each area. 5 years later at the Beijing Olympics, the British team won 60% of the available gold medals. They followed that by capturing 5 Tour de France victories in a 6-year span. They didn't undertake a massive overhaul. They optimized hundreds of overlooked details, letting those tiny adjustments stack up over time until victory was the mathematical conclusion. The invisible mechanism driving that success is the same one that governs our daily routines. Habits operate as the compound interest of self-improvement. This graph illustrates the math. If you get 1% better every day, you end up 38 times better over a year. Conversely, if you skip workouts or repeat tiny errors, the math works against you, compounding down toward zero. This is where we separate the objective from the execution. Goals are about the specific results you want to achieve. Systems are the actual, repeatable processes that dictate whether you get there. Ultimately, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Even knowing that math, most of us still fail to maintain a new routine past the first week. We build a logical system, but we still struggle to stick with it. This diagram shows behavior change as concentric layers. The outermost ring is outcomes, changing your results. The middle layer is process, adjusting daily routines. But the deepest ring is identity. This encompasses your worldview and core self-image. It is what you actually believe about yourself. Imagine offering 2 people a cigarette. The first declines by saying, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." They still view themselves as a smoker, hoping to act differently. The second person declines with, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." Any behavior that doesn't align with your underlying self-image will eventually fail. You can adopt a new diet plan all you want, But if you still identify as someone who prioritizes comfort over health, your old beliefs will pull you back. Behind every set of daily actions is a rigid set of assumptions. Just as a government system relies on a foundational belief in authority or freedom to function, your personal habits rely on how you view yourself. An atomic habit is the fundamental, irreducible unit of a larger system. Much like an atom builds a molecule, these tiny routines function as the building blocks of remarkable results. Every time you practice a habit, you are casting a literal vote for the type of person you want to become. You read one page, you vote for being a reader. You go for a short walk, you vote for being healthy. Enduring progress doesn't come from hanging a massive goal on the wall and hoping you have the willpower to reach it. It comes from deciding exactly who you want to be and proving it to yourself with small wins, one vote at a time.